was no smut on my rap last time that I checked. I was selling zones in the set. Make $250,000, no sweat last time that I checked. I'm the streets voice out west, legendary self.
Straightforward. So when a person is straightforward, says of a person, they're honest and frank. And then the synonyms would be honest, frank, candid, open, truthful, sincere. And I don't know what could be more attractive than somebody who's open and honest with you.
Straightforward with Strip.
Fishbowl Radio Network, FBRN.US. It is 3 o'clock Central Standard Time, unless you're watching this at another day and time on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, follow the page, like the video, share the video, leave your comments, let me know what you think. It is Straightforward with Strip, and I just want to say, what better way to celebrate Black history than to make history and be Black? Which I am doing right now. So thank you for joining me. We're going to go ahead and get right into the topic at hand. Wait. First off, I want to say, man, congratulations to my entire team that I work with and everybody who is on this journey with us at Fishbowl Radio Network. We have just relaunched our new location inside Globe Life Park, right across the street from Texas Live. It's an amazing environment, an amazing atmosphere, and I love the energy, I love the vibes, and I think we're going to stay here a while. So stay on the lookout for all the moves Fishbowl Radio Network is making, and Straightforward with Strip with your boy Young Strip. So like I said, let's go ahead and get into one of the main subjects that I see a lot of people all up in arms about, and it's the Gayle King situation. It's crazy because I was trying to avoid talking about this, but I was like, I got to give my take on this, and keep it straightforward. So if you are unaware of what happened, Gayle King had an interview on her little TV show or whatever, and she was interviewing Lisa Leslie, famous WNBA player, about her great friend Kobe Bryant. And we all know the tragedy that involved Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and the other victims and their families with the helicopter accident. And everybody is mourning and everybody is dealing with it how they want to. Kobe Bryant wasn't just a nobody. He affected and impacted so many people across the world, across this country, across multiple platforms and avenues. So in this interview that Gayle King is holding while she's talking with Lisa Leslie, they're basically saying, Kobe Bryant's legacy, the legend that he was, and his friendship with Lisa Leslie, and basically, the kind of man he was on and off the court. During the interview, though, Gayle King thought it was wise to start bringing up these rape allegations, and it blows my mind how insensitive people have become in this society. But at the same time, I'm kind of at the point where I've seen so much nastiness, so much trash, so much negativity, so many things that do blow my mind that I'm kind of not surprised anymore. The climate of society is disgusting, it's weird, and we're just going down this path of destruction where nobody cares about anybody, or so it seems, especially online and social media and in the public view and opinion. But Gayle King thought it was smart to keep asking Lisa Leslie, doesn't it complicate Kobe Bryant's legacy having these rape allegations? And I gotta commend Lisa Leslie, because she handled it with way more class than I feel I would have in that situation. And she didn't give Gayle King what she wanted, and she didn't give what a lot of us thought she was going to do or react. So Gayle King kept asking multiple times, he did get accused of these allegations, and then when they even talked about the accuser, she was referring to her as the victim. And my thing is man, the rape allegations happened in 2003, and I don't want to bring up, the date as if, depending on how much time has lapsed, it's less serious or not, because rape is rape. It's a terrible, disgusting crime, and I think it needs to be dealt with seriously, not just in this country, but all over the world. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So, she's asking her, how does this complicate his legacy, and how do you feel like it impacts who he was, the man he was and the legend he is and was. And Lisa Leslie was like, it has nothing to do with that. This was something, if it did or didn't happen, it didn't go to trial. The accuser, because I'm not going to call her a victim because we don't know what happened, but the accuser said that, she agreed to not testify, and there was some sort of settlement. And there are other outlets and avenues saying that the accuser, this white woman who, alleged Kobe Bryant raped her after their little rendezvous, admitted that she fabricated some things of the story. So to bring this up after this man has died in such this, tragedy in such this terrible way with his daughter and other people who had their kids with them who are also family members of other people, it was disgusting. And it wasn't until the backlash came that Gayle King, tried to, eat her words and was like, oh, no, the network I'm with. And first of all, she probably should be fired, because she did this, and completely, I feel, misrepresented, the network as a whole. And then she went back and tried to blame the network like, nah, it's how they cut it up, And I deal with things in media, audio, video, and I can kind of understand that depending on how you cut certain things, you can make things seem how they weren't. And I watched the video, and you can see where, video has been cut, but you can clearly see and hear her asking these questions over and over. You feel me? And I just completely out of pocket. She was completely out of line. So you cannot make up for that and then try to apologize. And then she was saying like, oh, I'm mortified, that they would do this to me. Like, Gayle, really? Who did what to who? Like, come on, who did what to you? You said that. You asked those questions. And to throw, salt in the wound, you asked her multiple times. So, again, I got to commend Lisa Leslie. She held it down during Black History Month to have that much tact, that much composure, and that much class to not feed into that BS that Gayle King was trying to stir up on this man after his family has suffered such a tragedy. You know what I'm saying? I kind of feel like we need to take a step back and look at things through a different lens. Like when things happen to people, and I see it a lot online and on Facebook and Twitter, people will drag you for anything, not thinking that, Kobe Bryant was somebody's father, Kobe Bryant was somebody's husband, somebody's son. He meant something to somebody. So Gayle King, like for somebody like that, and even if you're one of those people, because I've seen a lot of those people, seeing somebody mourn Kobe Bryant and they say, just tasteless, classless things like, oh, how can you mourn a rapist? Like, come on, man, what are you saying? You are reaching. Now, what if your father, brother, son, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever died or was murdered or got killed in some terrible accident, and all these people were coming out the woodwork bringing up all the negativity and the blemishes in their past and all these crazy allegations and accusations of your past, basically just crapping on your name, crapping on the legacy that you worked so hard to build, man. And then people were even bringing up things that have nothing to do with nothing, like, black women are sad about Kobe Bryant, but, he don't like black women. Like, come on, man. Me personally, you probably, if you know me, you know how I feel about, black relationships and black love and, unity in the community and keeping it within the black community. But at the same time, before I went to judging Kobe Bryant, I had to look at the man he was and who he, where he comes from. And I found out that, he ain't even from America, really. Like, he spent a lot of his time overseas, probably not around a lot of black women. So, you kind of got to, it's one of those things like, yeah, man, like, he looks black, he is a black man, but the culture and environment he grew up in, he's not like an American black guy like me, or, what I'm saying, or like you, if you're a black guy watching right now. And shout out to all the black women watching too. I said something about black men, but I want to mention black women because it is Black History Month. And so many black women have done so much to shape what this country and what this world is. And I read a quote earlier, and it was saying, black history isn't about what happened in the past, but it's also, the amazing black excellence happening now and the black excellence that's going to take place in the future. So shout out to that. If you're just now logging on, it's Straightforward with Strip every Thursday, 3 p.m. Central, live on Fishbowl Radio Network, streaming out of Studio C. It was the red stream, but we're in Studio C now because we got TV sets and all that doing big things. So look out for Straightforward with Strip on Fishbowl Radio Network, also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, YoungStrip702 across the board. Now, like I said, we were talking about the Gayle King situation. She interviewed Lisa Leslie, was talking about the rape allegations. I feel like everybody needs to drop that ish, because if your brother, father, son, sister, brother, whatever died, was murdered, got killed, or a terrible accident happened that took them from you, the last thing you would want is for people to bring up all the dirt from their past while you're mourning. So, but then I got to go ahead and flip the coin. Being in media, I don't want to play devil's advocate, but I got to let you know this. We got to think about who Gayle King is, and that famous quote, you are who you surround yourself with. This lady is best friends with Oprah Winfrey. And if you know Oprah Winfrey, she has this weird hate against successful black men, especially after they die, which is totally weird to me. She spearheaded and pioneered that documentary with them two white dudes that were accusing Michael Jackson. She said some things about Russell Simmons and his accusations. And I got to go with the public on this one. Whenever they're asked, about their white colleagues who are accused of these same things and have these same allegations, they go quiet. They try to divert from that, and they try to, sugarcoat things and dodge the questions and duck and dodge and all that. But when it comes to a black man, especially after they die and, his loved ones are mourning and people are trying to, get over the loss and try to still registering it. To me personally, I'm still registering this, like Kobe Bryant, man. It's terrible. And I feel like even, if you're not a fan, I was born in 89. I kind of feel like this was our Jordan, in our generation. Michael Jordan, whenever he was on top of his game doing his thing and owning the league, I was still too young to really get it. I wasn't really a big fan of Jordan like I am now, like as a basketball star, what he's done, watching his highlights and everything like that. But I didn't grow up with him how I grew up with Kobe Bryant. And then being in Las Vegas, we didn't have our own basketball team. So all my family, we you know what I'm saying, we went with the California teams, the West Side teams. Had to keep it West Side, so they were all big Los Angeles Lakers fans. And just growing up watching Kobe Bryant, man, and then having this situation come about, it's crazy, unexpected, and just so unfortunate. I feel like he had so much more to do, so much more to give. Also, his daughter Gigi, Mambacita, she was doing big things as well, man. But Gayle King, I don't accept your apology. I don't think we should. And I feel like we need to do more as the public, instead of just getting all up in arms about the stuff. Let's actually, take a stand, let's write letters to her network. Let's write letters to her sponsors, her endorsers, all that stuff, letting them know, like, we're not going to tolerate this anymore. You feel me? I went to this protest once in Dallas, and something was said, and it struck me, because it had some truth in it. But as we were all rallying and everything, somebody came by, was like, oh man, here comes the protest people. As if, that was like some sort of insult. This was some sort of like underground jab at us, because whenever something happens, that's the first thing people expect of us. Like, oh man, they're going to protest now. We're going to come out with the bullhorns. We're going to shout. We're going to be on our Facebooks and our Twitters talking about how angry we are and how terrible this person is. And then we're going to go to work. And then we're going to send our kids to them white schools. And then we're going to go shop at Walmart and give our money to them Asian-owned beauty supply stores. So I kind of feel like, man, we have the right energy, but now let's channel it to action. Let's do something about it, I don't want to see no black people supporting Gayle King. I don't want to see no black people supporting Oprah Winfrey until they show that they are for us and for the community. It's Straightforward with Strip. Every Thursday at 3 p.m. we go live. And we're also going to upload the videos on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, follow the page, like the page, comment on the video, share the video. Let me know what you think. Let me know who you want to see on the show and what you want to talk about. We're keeping it 1,000 with all the latest topics and current events. Another current event I wanted to bring up. It was funny because I've had a lot of opinions and a lot of things to say about my man Jay-Z. And big homie Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? He was at the Super Bowl. He signed this contract, got in this partnership with the NFL, to do the Inspired Change campaign and do the musical director thing, be in charge of the halftime show and that. And his first halftime show that he coordinates, he books Jennifer Lopez and Shakira. And that came with its own type of backlash and comments and concerns and everything. I watched the halftime show. It wasn't the best halftime show. Like I said, Prince still got it. Prince still has the best halftime show, hands down, you feel me? But during the National Anthem, Jay-Z and Beyonce were in the stands and got caught sitting down. Oh, my goodness. What? The National Anthem is going on. Everybody in the stands is standing up. All the football players are not kneeling because they want to keep their job. And Jay-Z and Beyonce stay seated? Man. So people are like, yo, Jay-Z is for the people. You know, he does support Colin Kaepernick. Jay-Z is pretty smart because he waited until he got in partnership with the NFL, and then he said, yo, I'm going to still do what you blackballed Colin Kaepernick for, but you can't do to me what you did to him because we making money together now. So I feel like, yeah, that's cool and everything, but then he went on record saying like, nah, it wasn't about a protest or anything. Really, I had just forgot. I wasn't paying attention. You know, me and my wife, we're music artists, and in this industry, you know, when the show started, because that's what the Super Bowl is. It's a huge show, and especially if you're 49ers fans, boy, y'all are salty about that loss, man. Y'all are over here dissecting the videos and the playbacks and the highlights and trying to see where the refs cheated and the Chiefs cheated and all that. But so he said, yeah, the show began, and us as artists, we got caught up in that artist mindset. We were caught up in the zone, and you know, I was paying attention to mic levels and how the stage was presented and everything like that. Man, can you see my face right now? If you're watching the video right now, look at my face. Like, come on, I ain't buying it, Jay. I ain't buying it, Jay-Z. And also I want to say with that, I kind of feel like that's a sucker move, you know, because even if you're telling the truth, like, yeah, I wasn't even paying attention, you know, to like, oh, let's stand up during the national anthem. You got to be wise enough and smart enough to know that you're Jay-Z, your wife is Beyonce. Y'all aren't normal people. Y'all are those people where when you go out, every move you make is going to be critically critiqued, you know, and you already know that during the national anthem, these white people want you to stand. And you being as big as a name you are and as big as a presence you are, you know, people are going to notice you didn't stand up. And then when people asked you about it, like, yeah, so you did this in support of Colin Kaepernick, for you to just disregard that, like, nah, I forgot. Like, come on, bruh, be a man, be for the culture. It's Black History Month. There's already too much effery going on right now during Black History Month that whenever something like this comes about, like, I feel like you need to be there for us. You know, like, even if you for real weren't paying attention and didn't mean to do it as a protest, when you're confronted about it and when you see that the masses are expecting it and when the public is crying out for it, I kind of feel like, man, you need to be big brother and be like, well, you know what? Yeah, man, for real, F that national anthem, because that national anthem isn't wrote for us, you know, and when it was written, it was during a time where people that look like you and I weren't represented and weren't seen as equal to our European American counterparts. So don't be a sucker, you know, like if you did something that was seen as something that could be positive for an entire community of people, an entire group of people, I say be about that life. So come on, Jay-Z, you should be about that life. And I know you got it in you. So that was my take on the Super Bowl thing, man. Jay-Z and Beyonce got caught sitting down during the national anthem. People thought it was for protest, but from Jay-Z's own personal words, it wasn't a protest. He got caught up in the hype of the show and was just paying attention to other things going on into, you know, the performance and the show in itself, which was the Super Bowl. But y'all ain't slick, man. Y'all ain't slick. If you just now, hey, let me go and throw some shout-outs real fast, man. What's going on, Blake Dixon? What's popping, Brandon Carter? We got Alex on the line. Rob C and the Damn Fools. Louisa, what's up? What's up? Jerome, Brianna, Monique. What's popping? Hey, what's going on, Miss Kim? Shout out to the Commish Radio Show. He's going to be on here every Saturday, like always. Queen Sylvie. Big bro Willie Turner out there in Las Vegas. Big ups. Pastor Albert Wild Height. What's going on, Big Dog Hennessy? We got Monica Williams, Darche Flood, Southern Girl Nicole Delaney. And what's going on, Mr. Ian? I appreciate y'all tapping into the Facebook Live right now. And yeah, like I said, every Thursday at 3 p.m. Central, we're going to be live on Facebook. And then you can catch us on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube right now, subscribe to the channel. It's Straightforward with Strip in Studio C on Fishbowl Radio Network, live inside Globe Life Park. Speaking of Globe Life Park, if you haven't been out here, it's an amazing complex, an amazing environment, and supposedly it's going to be home to the XFL team Dallas Renegades, which that's going to be pretty cool. I remember when XFL first came out, you know, that was Vince McMahon. Do you remember that? Am I the only one that remembers that? I don't know. I thought it was cool because, you know, I grew up a big wrestling fan, and then, you know, everybody knew of Vince McMahon, you know, WWF or WCW, one of those. Correct me if I'm wrong or if you know the right answer. But when they came out the XFL, you know, Extreme Football League, And I thought, like, yo, this is like the game Blitz, but in real life. And then they had the football come out, and it was red and black, and my favorite color being red. I was like, yo, that's pretty dope. So I got an XFL football and all that. And it was short-lived. And this was maybe, probably like 20 years ago, literally like 20 years ago. But, yeah, if you don't know, XFL is coming back. Our home team is the Dallas Renegades, I'm guessing, and they're going to be playing right here at Globe Life Park. So check it out. Their first game is this Sunday at 4 p.m. I'm going to be up here, so you should definitely come up here. Don't meet me up here, beat me up here. We're at Globe Life Park, Fishbowl Radio Network, straightforward with Strip. We're going to go ahead and play this Fat Pimp, wax on, wax off, while I take down some notes, make a few phone calls. Holla.
See, man, since this is just, I don't know what she thought though. Yeah. Wax on, wax off, wax off, wax on, wax off, wax off, wax on, wax off, wax off, wax on, wax off, wax off. I ain't afraid of no booty. No, I ain't afraid of no booty. Yeah. No, I ain't afraid of no booty. No, I ain't afraid of no booty. I'ma send a text when I'm coming over. She always got on tights on like she doing yo. So shawty, if you with it, swing it my way. You gotta be a dime, that go both ways. We ain't going out, we order Uber Eats. If my girl hit the text, you ain't seen me. She say that I'm a dog, I told her school. I got dropped off, Paul come and scoop. Take it back, we gon' sex for the weekend. She eat me, line sex she vegan. She in the feelings 4 days without speaking. So I'ma just eat her like a pecan. Eyes closed, but she love me when I'm peeking. Body perfect, I don't know where to begin. No swimming, but I swear I'm going deep in. And I'm a freak, you should go and bring your friend in. Wax on, wax off, wax off, wax on, wax off, wax off, wax on, wax off, wax off, wax on, wax off, wax off. I ain't afraid of no booty. No, I ain't afraid of no booty. No, I ain't afraid of no booty. No, I ain't afraid of no booty. I'ma turn you on, I could be your light switch. No, I don't like cops, but you can get that nice stick. Tell me with my credit, yeah, I'ma wipe that. When it got your butt done, yeah, I like that. I'ma drop up in your espresso. Told her just do it. Presto, Nike. Baby daddy wanna fight me. I'm cool with your mama, but your daddy don't like me. You know I make you nasty. Good job, so you know to act classes. Chinchilla, new heels, that's fashion. No, she ain't a stripper, but at home she be dancing. Sake bomb, sushi roll, you fancy. I let her play with the chopstick. Jumped in it like a mouse pit. Spot a jet, let her hop on the pit. Big booty, you should go ahead and drop it. Wax on, wax off, wax off, wax on, wax off, wax off, wax on, wax off, wax off, wax on, wax off, wax off. I ain't afraid of no booty. No, I ain't afraid of no booty. No, I ain't afraid of no booty. No, I ain't afraid of no booty. A wax on, wax off, wax off, wax on, wax off, wax off, wax on, wax off, wax off, wax on, wax off, wax off. I ain't afraid of no booty. No, I ain't afraid of no booty. No, I ain't afraid of no booty. No, I ain't afraid of no booty. Nope.
Yo, Fishbowl Radio Network, FBRN.US. It is straightforward with Strip, and that was Wax On, Wax Off by the big homie Fat Pimp. Hey, I want to say thank you again to him for, being a guest on Straightforward with Strip a little while back. He kept it so 1000, kept it so real and authentic while he was on the show. If you missed that interview with me and Fat Pimp, go check it out. Go to the YouTube right now. It's Straightforward with Strip or Young Strip on there, and check out that interview I had with Fat Pimp, man. He definitely dropped some jewels. Drop some knowledge and some nuggets that were quite unexpected and that might shock you like they shocked me, But yeah, shout out to Fat Pimp. He's over there making moves and all that, man. That was Wax On, Wax Off. It's Straightforward with Strip. I want to go ahead and shout out the homegirl Ain. Heck yeah, she said, I can't believe people are taking up for Gayle King. Hey, yo, I honestly haven't seen anybody taking up for Gayle King, which I thought was cool. Why are you taking up for Gayle King? Like, come on, man. The apology was phony. She was the one interviewing Lisa Leslie, and she was the one asking the questions. And like I said, it wasn't just one time. It wasn't one question. It wasn't just a mention of these allegations, that the man was a victim of. Because, for real, we have seen situations where women and some men lie and make up these, false accusations to paint somebody in a terrible light and put them in a very, very bad situation. I feel like, man, the sex crimes and sex allegations and rape accusations and all that, it's very, very serious, not something to be played with at all, and it's damaging. It's really, really damaging. So if you're one of those people that's fabricating stories and, doing that stuff, don't do it. That's foul. That's real foul. Like I said, man, we got to do more to build better legacies and better communities and better environments. We're not kids anymore, really. I hope ain't no kids watching this right now. But if you are right now, hand the phone or the tablet or something to your parents. You feel me? Go read a book or something like that, man, and work on your grades or your school project. I know you didn't get all the supplies for your school project, so come on, it's due tomorrow. Let's get on it. But it's straightforward with Strip. We got another topic of discussion that I seen people, wanted me to discuss and wanted to give my take on, which is the presidential election. I was talking with some people and they were like, yo, Strip, what do you think, about the Democrats, the Republicans, the whole, the election process going on and everything like that, the little stunt that happened in, what was that, Iowa, whenever the caucus thing was miscounted or whatever like that. And I look at it like this, man. Call me a conspiracy theorist, whatever you want. I kind of feel like on the local and city level, like the government-wise and politics-wise, I've seen our votes count and our votes do matter. And I've seen the changes and the outcomes our votes and our voice and our turnout do. I've seen what can happen whenever we do come together and collectively agree on something for our city, for our neighborhood, for our schools. But then on this national level and on the countrywide level, as far as this presidential election, miss me with it. Our vote don't matter. They don't care. It's already pre-written who they want to be representing us as a country. And I honestly feel like Donald Trump is going to win again. I honestly feel like Donald Trump is going to be the president again after this BS impeachment stuff. Like, bruh, they said $300 million is what they spent trying to impeach this man. And not only are you trying to impeach this man, but the people you have, you're trying to get to convict him are his friends. These are people he golfs with, people he breaks bread with, people he does evil things with. Like, come on, man. Like, you're not about to get a group of my homeboys to convict me for something, So, like, I don't know what made you think spending $300 million and wasting all the public's money and time trying to impeach this man. And really, I feel like it just fueled his base more. And it kind of disappointed me to see that this poll came out. And they said they sent out this poll and they asked Democrats, what do you want more? Do you want to win more, or do you want to just get rid of Trump and impeach Trump? They said 65% of Democrats said they not even focused on winning. They're just focused on getting rid of Donald Trump. And I'm like, come on, man. That's where y'all are failing. That's where y'all are failing right there. Because it's one of those things, like, when you're so worried about somebody else, like my grandma used to tell me, like, it's saying in the Bible, get that dirt out your eye before you try and get the dirt out somebody else's eye. So y'all are putting so much time, energy, and focus on this man, trying to make him look bad, that it's really just making him look like a martyr to his fan base and his demographic and his people, and it's making y'all look stupid. Real stupid. And when people ask me, because I was asked in that conversation, like, yeah, you a Democrat, you a Republican or whatever, man, I'm a humanitarian, all right? I am one of those people where I don't care about the Democrat Republican thing, because it's like, it's two sides. They're both evil and they're both fighting over who's going to get the screw over the public first and the worst, basically. Democrats are like, yo, we want to screw over black people and poor people this way. And Republicans are like, no, we want to screw over black people and poor people this way. So it's one of those things like, man, I don't fool with either of them. I want somebody who is really going to, do what they promise us every 8 years, legalize the marijuana, man. Drop these low-level offenses in these arrests and focus more on the real criminals, people that are making heroin, people that are involved in sex trafficking, people that are involved, are what do they call domestic violence, abusers, man. Like, that's real, and the rate of domestic violence is increasing. But instead of focusing on real crimes and real criminals, y'all want to arrest people for weed. Y'all want to put all this money on trying to make Trump look bad when he's doing a good enough job making himself look bad. So why are we spending any more time and money doing this? Hey, shout out to the homegirl Anissa. She said, this is dope. Oh, yeah, for sure, man. Definitely got to try and, discuss with the people, and we're all educating each other. You feel me? So, yeah, like I said, that's my take on the Democrat-Republican thing, man. If I had to choose on who I want to win, who I would want the president to be, I'm not going to say win the election because there is no winning or losing. It's who the Electoral College wants to be president, who pays the most money for their evil agendas. And I'd say, I want Bernie Sanders to win. Honestly, I look at it like this: like, hey, you can call me a commie, you can call me a socialist or whatever. I have those same viewpoints as Tupac always stated in his interviews, that it doesn't make sense when people got 5-6 mansions, billions of dollars, and it's people right here in our own country, in our own cities and states who are starving, who are dying of starvation. It's kids who don't have no bedroom, no clothes on their back. But it's people over here who got airplanes and jet skis, and boats and all that. So I kind of feel like in this country, and it might be, I don't know, maybe anarchy or, socialist or whatever. I don't know. I don't really try to get in the terms. I just try and live my life as a good human being and as a good black man, trying to make other black men look good as a whole. But I feel like in this country, we should have some sort of like cap, some type of like salary cap like they do in NFL. Like, for instance, Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, they said like one year, I think it was like 2018, he made $14 billion in profit from, his company Amazon. $14 billion. And that's awesome. That's amazing. We are in this capitalist country. We are in this place where, if you get lucky and you strike gold, you have an opportunity to, continue gaining wealth. But me, I feel like, yo, bruh, $14 billion, like, how long is it going to take you to spend that? Like, you don't need $14 billion ever. Like, your kids are going to be taken care of. So I feel like after a certain point, we should just, us as the government or whatever should just give Jeff Bezos a card and everything is free for the rest of his life. And then every like other piece of profit that he makes from there on out actually goes back into the country, into the world, into the cities and communities and neighborhoods that he's putting his warehouses and businesses in, building all this wealth and all this revenue. Like, doesn't that make sense? Like, okay, he made $14 billion. He's set for life. Now, next year, his next $14 billion in profit, we're going to put it back to Dallas. We're going to put it back in Fort Worth. We're going to get some better schools. We're going to actually put it back to surrounding companies so they can afford to give their employees raises so we can actually work for livable wages in this B. You feel me? But I guess not a lot of people think like that, man. I don't know. Hey, shout out to the homeboy Red Washington, man. He said, real talk, we never focus on the real crimes. Never take care of the real crimes. Another real crime that happened, and this was, right here in the state of Texas, which is where we're at right now. The situation that happened out there in Texas A&M Commerce. It's a tragedy, and I find myself saying that a lot now in this country. In these past couple of years, it's been a lot of tragedies, and I feel it's a lot of things that we can do as a people and as a country and as a society to eradicate some of these tragedies, to prevent some of these tragedies. So the situation that happened in Texas A&M Commerce, there was another shooting. And I say another shooting because not too long ago there was a shooting out there at a party where some more victims, were made. But it was a dude who drove to Texas A&M Commerce. And again, my condolences, my heartfelt vibes go out to the family, friends, and all those affected by this situation, by this tragedy. But this sick weirdo drove to Texas A&M Commerce. 2 women were in a dorm with a young child. One of the women there was the ex of the dude that drove to the dorm. He ended up shot and killed the 2 girls who happened to be sisters and injured the baby. Then he gets on his Facebook and makes a post like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened. I wish I was there. I could have been there to save you. Like some real sicko stuff, yo. Like some crazy out of this. Like, bruh, bruh needs to be dealt with. Something needs to be handled about this dude, because that was out of line for you to do something this heinous and then go on Facebook acting as if you had nothing to do with it and you had some sort of like sympathy and condolences. Bruh, that's not right in the head right there, man. But like I was saying, that is a tragedy. I feel like we could do more to prevent things like this, because we see, the signs and the effects of domestic abuse, domestic violence. It's real. Men abusing women, women abusing men as well. And I feel like it's one of those things, if you know about it or if you're involved in it, you try and, handle it your way or deal with it. But I'm here to tell you, yo, you don't have to deal with it. Even if you feel you don't have anybody, I'm going on record right now, on video, on audio, saying, yo, get in contact with me. Get in contact with me. Young Strip put aside. Just holla at Gary, yo, for real. Message me, call me, hit me up, email me. Find somebody that knows me and get in contact with me. We can definitely hook you up with some sort of resources, some sort of answers, and get you the help you need to get you out of that situation before it's too late. There are people who don't know how to handle emotions, handle rejections, and how to deal with things that just come with everyday life. So they feel like taking another person's life is the answer. That's not the answer. That's some sucker stuff, yo. Like, if you're a dude and you feel like you got to put your hands on somebody, like, man, you need to be dealt with. So like I said, if you're a victim of domestic violence, domestic abuse, if you're in a relationship right now and you feel like you're trapped and you can't do anything about it, I promise I know some people that have resources and so many opportunities to get you out of that situation. And especially if you have kids, man, because like I said, we've seen in multiple situations where kids are affected, where kids' lives are being taken, where kids' lives are being damaged and torn apart. We need to do something, especially in the black community. Like, come on, we call ourselves kings and queens all day, but we're not holding ourselves up and we're not holding ourselves accountable on king and queen level, king and queen status. Shout out to the homegirl Sheena Clark, just tapped in on the Facebook live video, and the homeboy Don Brown. What's going on? What's popping? And yeah, so the homegirl Ain said, old girl at Texas A&M Commerce had an open domestic violence case against him. And that's something I want to shame America on. And that's America with 3 Ks, man, because they aren't doing enough to show that they are standing behind black people, yo. And I know there's going to be somebody watching like, man, he's always making it a race thing. But, yo, like, do more for us. Do more for us. And we've done everything for this country. We've built this country. The least you can do is freaking protect us with the agencies and the organizations that are put in place to protect us. If this woman goes to you, saying that she's being beat up and everything like that, there's a domestic violence case going on. And I actually read the article where, like, yeah, he ended up like throwing the TV at her, putting his hands on her, roughing her up and everything. She escaped. He went to jail and got bonded out. Like, what? Obviously, this dude is unstable. He's out to hurt people. And then you just let this man walk by for some bread, for some money, some moolah. That's crazy. What kind of example is that setting for the kids and for the people watching and for other people watching us as a country, as a society? Like, yo, you can pretty much do anything to anybody and get away with it if you got the bread. That's not a country I want to live in. So while we are voting and everything in local government, local politics, and on the national level, because I see a lot of people trying to make a push to, get rid of the Electoral College, which I don't know. I'm not really sure on that either, because there are states that are bigger and smaller than other, states. So, for instance, if there is no Electoral College, a state like, Texas and Florida, just them 2 states alone, they can pretty much outvote a whole bunch of other states, just based on size of population and everything. But for real, man, we need to vote on something and start getting some action plans in place to start doing more for our women and for our black women who are suffering this. I spoke with a good friend of mine. Her name is Tanya Stafford, and she's a victim of domestic violence and sex trafficking, and now she owns she's the founder of a nonprofit organization that helps other victims, and she assists them in getting out of those situations. So yeah. Like I was saying about the domestic violence case, that's just crazy in itself. That dude can be, found guilty of attacking a woman and he gets arrested, but then he can pay to get out the next day and then go back and do something worse. That is that's a L that America needs to hold. Seriously, for real. It's Straightforward Strip, going live every Thursday at 3 p.m. Central in Studio C on Fishbowl Radio Network. That's FBRN.US. Streaming live every week from Globe Life Park, right here across from Texas Live in the Entertainment District is what they're saying it is. But see, I'm from Las Vegas. I know an Entertainment District. You feel me? Nah. Y'all are doing good out here in Arlington as far as the Entertainment District and, the amenities and the resources and complexes and all the, shabazz and the what is it called? The bells and whistles. Yeah. Y'all are doing good with all the bells and whistles and all the cool stuff or whatever. But let's do more for the citizens and more for, black and brown people, yo. Because I feel like we can do a lot more for us. And it's on us to hold each other accountable as well, man. Like I said, we want to call each other kings and queens all day. We need to hold each other up to that level, up to that standard. Another subject I wanted to talk about, man, it kind of ruffled my feathers, because your boy is part of the, the lock gang. You feel me? Your boy got his locks up right now. But there was a Texas teen. He happens to be Trinidadian, but his name was DeAndre Arnold, and he's a senior at Barber Hills High School in Mount Bellevue. They said it's about 30 miles east of Houston. But what happened with DeAndre Arnold is, and it's crazy, he's a senior now. He has locks, right? And he's gone his whole high school career with these locks. And then 3 months before graduation, the school district wants to change its code of conduct, its dress code policy, and say no long hair past your earlobes, not touching your collar or whatever. And they think they're slick, but we've been in this country far too long. We've seen far too many examples of situations like this where big names, big brands, big organizations, and big cults, because some of these groups operate like weird cults. They try to change things up, use that fancy wordplay, and try to, in the fine print, write things to continue to discriminate against us. So this school is, in a predominantly white area. It's a predominantly white school. You see this young, awesome senior scholar, this kid of color with these locks, saying, it's part of his heritage, which I believe, it's a statement. It's a part of your identity. In some cultures, religion and heritage, like that's what you do. You lock your hair. It's a form of that. And it's a form of respect to your beliefs. But, freshman year, they had no problem. Sophomore year, they had no problem. Junior year, they had no problem. Senior year, he's getting ready to graduate. They're like, nah, let's mess it up for this kid of color. Let's ruin his identity. Let's let him know that he's still a black in our predominantly white school, and let's change the dress code policy through the district and say no long hair, no kinky hair, no locks that go past your earlobe. Like, come on, bruh. So all the white kids, all the white dudes at that school just got the Major Chip Hazard racist cop buzz cuts. And, even if they do, you gotta accept that black people are here. People of color are here. We built this country. We are becoming the majority, whether you like it or not. We are here. We are gonna have our way. And that kid should not have been told he needs to cut his hair or he can't graduate. So they suspended him. They suspended him because they rewrote the rules specifically to target him and then use it against him to suspend him. And that in itself is a problem, considering the school to prison pipeline issue, which is very, very real. When you look at the statistic, kids of color are suspended and disciplined way more often and way harsher than white kids. But shout out to Ellen DeGeneres, you know what I'm saying? She brought the kid on the show, gave him that big check and everything. There's a whole bunch of other celebrities reaching out to him. DeAndre Hopkins of the Houston Texans, he reached out to him as well, giving him support. I'm not cutting my locks. I'm not cutting my locks. You don't have to cut your mullet. You don't have to cut your whatever you got, not trying to be all stereotypical, whatever. I know not all white people have mullets. But for real, like, how do you rewrite the rules to target this kid of color? And something else I want to know, and if you know about it, is he the only black kid at that school? Like, is he the only one with dreadlocks and with locks? I mean, because yeah, we're dropping that word dread. They called them dreadlocks because back in like Africa and Jamaica, they used to say, like, back then, if you were caught with your hair locked, police could drag you out in the street and beat you and then cut your hair off because they thought it was just so dreadful, so nasty, so dirty. And that was just, a form of manipulation, harassment, and control, because that's your identity. That's how your hair grows. That's, it represents the mane of a lion. You feel me? The lion of Zion. And so for them to cut that off, kind of like, what's his name? The superhero. Well, he's not a superhero, but he was like, the big, strong, he's like the Black Hercules, and he had the long hair, and then he fell in love with a woman and cut his hair, and that was like his power. So he lost his power. So yeah, man, you don't fool with a black kid's identity. I hope DeAndre Arnold doesn't cut his hair. His mom said if it's up to her, he ain't cutting his hair. And he should definitely be some sort of, I feel like a school should reach out to him and make him like an honorary student just so he can graduate from a school. Because if he has the grades, if he has the credentials, he did what he needed to do all 4 years of high school, let that man graduate. It's straightforward strip. Shout out to Miss Joyce of the Rejoice Show. What's going on, BP? Brian Pearson? Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. She said very neat locks. Exactly. Yeah, it's not like he has, them wild Rasta locks like I got. His look pretty well kempt and all that. So let that man graduate. I'm tired of seeing these institutions, organizations, and groups trying to be slick with their racism. Same with that university who put up that Christmas tree, trying to say it was in honor of Black History Month. So they got these little figurines, these little dolls that resembled black historical figures like Madam C.J. Walker and Rosa Parks and Maya Angelou, all them. And they were like little doll figurines, and they strung them up on this tree. And I'm like, come on, man. And of course, we have to throw all the backlash, all the uproar for them to even be like, oh, wait, that was offensive? My bad, guys. My bad. We didn't mean that. We didn't mean that at all. Man, get out of here. How long are we going to put up with that, yo? Because I'm not surprised by it anymore. What I am surprised by is how many people cause outrage and cause a fuss about it, but we're still not doing anything about it. I want to see some bills passed, some laws passed. I want to see all that, city council meetings and, what do they call them? Government sessions when they're doing voting on things and doing House bill representative speeches and all that to get new laws and bills passed, because they're continuously working against us. A lot of people say, times have changed, racism isn't as bad, but I want to say racism hasn't stopped at all. I want to say it hasn't decreased at all. What it has done is evolved, and we all need to pay attention to that and do what we need to do to eradicate it. And it's not just on us. If you're a cop, and I say, man, these cops are out of control, there's so many bad cops, crazy cops. Man, y'all are public servants. First of all, y'all are really just butlers. Y'all need to be serving the community. And if you see your colleagues and your coworkers stepping out of line, like, if you don't want it to be a us versus them sort of thing, speak up about it. Say something about it. Dr. Martin Luther King, because it is Black History Month, I gotta, quote Dr. Martin Luther King. He said, "It comes a time when silence is betrayal." So you not speaking up, you not voicing your concerns, you not supporting us and fighting negativity and evil with us, you might as well be supporting it. You're letting it go on. So when I say bad cop this, bad cop that, and those cops message me or reach out to me on social media or email and stuff like, hey, I'm not a bad cop. I've been on the force for this long, that long, and I've never done anything to a person of color that was this and that. I'm like, okay, then what are you doing against those that are, you know what I'm saying? We're not against rap. We're not against rappers. But we are against those thugs with them badges out there running the streets who are supposed to be protecting and serving us like butlers, like the public servants y'all are. And you know what I'm saying? Stop harassing us, man. And speak up. Whenever you see your cop buddy stepping out of line, speak up, man. Show me you're not a bad cop. Show me you're not a bad cop, man. And to, you know, whenever I say things about like European Americans or white people, and then white people try to reach out to me and they're like, oh, no, I'm not like that. Not all of us are like that. Like, okay, you might not be like that, but show me your resume. Then show me what you're doing to, you know, get your fellow Americans, your fellow European Americans and Caucasians on board with you to leave us alone, man. Like I said, we built this country. It's Black History Month. It's straightforward with Strip. Homie says someone shouldn't be forced to cut their hair if they don't want to. That should be his decision. Exactly, for real. Shout out to the homegirl Carrie Harris of Coffee Talk. Shout out to the boy Jamal. What's going on, man? Hey, them Cowboys better do something this season, bruh. Because just like this offseason, or just like last offseason, we're making some moves. You know, we got a new coach. We got some coordinators. We got new staff and everything going in. Let's make some moves. You know, your boy's a Dallas Cowboys fan. This is really my time, you know, straightforward with Strip. Like I said, live every Thursday at 3 p.m. Central on Fishbowl Radio Network in Studio C. That's fbrn.us or www.fbrn.us. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, be notified whenever I upload something crazy. I'm going to start uploading some more videos, not just these in-studio interviews and shows, but some more events. We're going to get into some more things to really grow this brand and grow that exposure and impact the community, because I feel everybody has some sort of circle of influence, some sort of platform that they could be voicing more, doing more for the greater good of all of us. You know, unity in the community, each one teach one team, one dream, all those other cliches and all that other stuff. It's your boy, Young Strip. Like always, I'll be back next week.
Yo, 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 hey family, this is your girl Buttercup. I'm in the studio with my main man, and we love to keep it straightforward with Strip. Don't miss it.
Yeah.
White did it.
Tell me is it cool? Let it know is it cool or what? Let me know. Tell me is it cool? Let it know is it cool or what? Let me know.
How do you want it? How does it feel? I see you when you grind, you got money on your mind, but can you show me your for real?
Tell Daddy how you want it.
How do you want it? How does it feel?
Come on.
I see you when you grind, you got money on your mind, but can you show me your for real?
I'ma need a Zan, I'm still at the spot. I beat her when I can. I called you 4 times, she ain't pick up. Now I'm knocking at your door. I know you about to get up. Open the door. Fat pimp, no chill, no filter. Since the age of 13, I've been a getting money. Money over everything. I'm done with 5 G's a day. It ain't nothing. True story. Her neck and her back curtain cut, throw the hair like a brand new version. DM'd on the gram cause I seen that twerk out. It's 9 in my pants, made a Beyonce server. I'm at. Tell me is it cool? Let it know is it cool or what? Let me know. Tell me is it cool? Let it know is it cool or what? Let me know.
How do you want it? How does it feel? I see you when you grind, you got money on your mind, but can you show me your for real?
Tell Daddy how you want it.
How do you want it? How does it feel? I see you when you grind, you got money on your mind, but can you show me your for real?
Do you know what ballin' is? Louis Vuitton belt shoe, time for a denim suit. I'm out to make it move. You know what ballin' is? Leather seats, foreign cars. I'm everywhere I'm going. The treating her like stars. Do you know what ballin' is? 5-star suites for 2 weeks, no tripping. We double cup shit. You know what ballin' is? Me and my man flipping on the regular. I could put you on the schedule. Something's gotten into me, man. I ain't saying it's love, but it sure feels strange. I'm at home thinking about you, bro, thinking about you. In a room full of women, I've been still thinking about you. I know. It's like I got the word on my palm, a girl up under my arm. She stuff from the charm. Yeah. Got me creeping to the house like a dope man. Look me in my eye, grab that thing with both hands. Tell me is it cool? Let it know is it cool or what? Let me know. Tell me is it cool? Let it know is it cool or what? Let me know.
How do you want it? How does it feel? I see when you're crying, you got money on your mind, but can you show me you're for real?
Tell daddy how you want it.
How do you want it?
Let me know.
How does it feel? I see when you're crying, you got money on your mind, but can you show me you're for real?
Hey everybody, this is Chrissy of New Texas Orleans, chilling on Straightforward.